So I don't have, margin for error. I don't have margin at all. In fact, one bad month or two bad months will probably do us in. Sweeney's will be closing. That's just the bottom line. That's how it is right now. Very, very thin, but I still think we'll be okay. Hey there, I'm Alex with Sweeney Sports in Napa. That's a fishing tackle store in Napa, California. I also run catchhappy.co, which is an adventure side of fishing, meaning guiding for corporate and families, and I'm a licensed guide myself. Today I'm going to share my thinking on tariffs and how they're going to impact, or at least I think they're going to impact, our businesses here in the shorter term, and then I'm going to talk about longer term a little bit as well. So this video is for other business owners, whether you're in the fishing industry, adjacent industry, or somewhere around there. I want to share my thinking, and I'd love to get your feedback on how you are addressing this situation. This is macro, and it requires thinking, and it requires action, okay? Things are changing rapidly and significantly. And I think we need to pay attention to this. So what's happening? Tariffs across the board, including China, which is 34%, latest number I've heard, but it could be higher, it could be slightly lower, but that's sort of 50% out there. There's going to be significant tariffs of China. So for my business, the fishing business, most everything on the tackle and gear side, on the retail side, comes from China, okay? All brands, you name a brand, they have a factory in China or Malaysia or Taiwan or somewhere around the Asia area, and all of them are hit with tariffs. But I'd say 80% comes from China. Brands like Akuma, Phoenix, Daiwa, you mentioned, you name it, even if it's made in Japan, right? So Shimano, some of the top of the line Shimanos are made in Japan. Still, there's a tariff on Japan. So what we're expecting is price increases from our suppliers across the board, right? That's a given. If there's more expensive for those suppliers to manufacture and bring products over here, the prices are going to go up. By how much? My read is 10% on a very low, and probably 30 to 40%. And if it's a hook or a sinker or something small like that, a consumable, it's not that big of a deal going from $1.99 to $2.49. That's still, sizable, but it's not, grand scheme of things, it's not too bad. But when it comes to a $300-400 reels rods, that's going to be more significant. Still, I think fishing business is going to do okay because we're just simply the least expensive or very affordable form of recreation. So if you compare us to golf or to traveling or to anything else, fishing is still a lot more affordable. And honestly, with all these tariffs and price increases, and a stock market taking a dump today again, I think folks will just hold on to their money, not travel, not book expensive trips, and just stay locally and fish more. And so that should offset the slowdown. That's at least in my thinking. Let me know if you're thinking differently. So I'm not reforecasting my sales, but I will be taking a deeper look into the margins and how they're going to impact the business. Now, you have to understand, if you run a fishing business, there is a reason why fishing shops, locally owned fishing shops are falling like autumn leaves, right? So, Outdoor Pro Shop, last I heard, is either going out of business or out of business. That's Katati. You have Guns Fishing and More, which is in Vacaville, also closed that location. You have Hook, Line, and Sinker earlier in 2024. In Oakley closed their doors. Gosh, it's hard to run a fishing business, right? We run basically on break even in hopes that the good times will come and help us, make a little bit of money. So, if I make $20 an hour in my business on a 40-hour week, working 80 hours, that's kind of a win right now. So I don't have, margin for error. I don't have margin at all. In fact, one bad month or two bad months will probably do us in. Sweeney's will be closing. That's just the bottom line. That's how it is right now. Very, very thin, but I still think we'll be okay. We just need to truly understand what our, how we're buying product, and be diligent in making sure the prices are being adjusted. Just the nature of the beast. I cannot eat any of it, none. So if the price of the item I'm buying from a supplier is $70, I'm selling it for $100, okay? That's a 30% margin. If the price from a supplier goes up to $90, I cannot sell it for $100. I'm out of business, I'm done. So I need to make sure I maintain that 30% margin. So if I'm buying it for $90 now, it will cost $120 to a customer. That's just how it's gonna be, okay? The retail shops, ladies and gentlemen, will not be able to eat any of this. If the Chinese factories and or the actual brands that run those factories want to eat some of this, they may have that margin, but we don't on the retail side. So let's again elevate and think macro. So what do these tariffs? What are the tariffs doing to us right now? Okay, the prices will increase in the medium term. So I would suggest to customers to run and get what they were thinking about getting, because they will become 20-30% more expensive within the next months. Now, the way the tariffs are going to roll out, at least the plan for the administration, is that on April 9th, they're just going to hit, and all the new supply, so whatever's in the warehouses right now, we're still probably going to buy at current prices, so it will sort of percolate into, over the next 3 to 4 months, the prices will go up, right? So I think we have a little bit of time. Now, the idea here for the administration is to bring manufacturing stateside. As I mentioned, about 90% of everything fishing is made in China, or and maybe 80%, maybe 10% elsewhere in Asia, and maybe 10% in USA. Okay, even those USA factories or brands, the made in USA, a lot of times source the supplies, like the blanks for lures and stuff like that. They source those from Asia. So they still would be hit with tariffs. Now again, going back, the idea of the administration is to bring manufacturing stateside. That's great. I would agree. I think that's a huge opportunity. But the deregulations need to come for us, for the government to break barriers and red tape from actually building factories here, because permitting processes, all that stuff, environmental, there's a lot of red tape in building a manufacturing plant here. So hopefully, once those things are lifted or eased, we will start seeing brands and businesses investing in building factories right here stateside. Again, which is going to be good for the economy if it happens this way. It's a bit of a gamble. It's not a bit, it's a huge gamble, I'll be honest with you. But I'm going to stay sunny. I'm going to stay a believer in our ability to, be inventors, be inventive, and be creative and working hard and, outwork this. So even if manufacturing is here, it moves here, it's gonna take 6 months to just start building, right? Maybe another 12 months or so to actually have some capacity and start seeing products that are US made, okay? Which gives us 18 months, so at least from to be hit by tariffs and have sustained higher pricing for fishing gear across the board. Now, would prices go back down? No, I don't think so. I think once the price has gone up, I've never seen price to go down. And that's just the nature of the beast. Now, as far as what I'm doing for the business, as far as forecasting and everything else in relation to the tariffs and what's happening with the stock market right now, I'm not panicking right now. I'm not reforecasting. I'm not doing anything different. I'll watch sales like a hawk. I'll encourage customers to come in and enjoy the last of the cheap prices we're going to have in this space for a while. And I'm gonna just keep the payroll the way it is for the time being, unless the numbers tell a different story. But I also, you gotta like think about not where the puck is, where the puck is going. Where's the puck is going? Stateside manufacturing, stateside production. Okay, what I'm going to be looking for and interested in, I'm going to be looking for partnership and opportunities to start building stateside. Whether it's manufacturing rods, reels, blanks, tackle gear, or maybe starting something completely new and interesting in this fishing space. But as far as hard goods or products, I will be looking for those opportunities. I think that's where the puck is going. I think right now is a great time to start looking and seeing what part, look at your own sales. If you own a retail business, fishing, maybe even not fishing, I'm looking at my sales to see what moves and what provides me with the best margin and a product that customers love and they can't get enough of. Can I make it here, right? And if the answer is yes, I should, or should I make it here, right? That's the question. If the answer is yes, I should, then I'm going to start looking at ways to do that, okay? I'm not going to look at, how hard this is, how simple this is. I'm just going to run a sales report. I'm going to see my most popular products, and I'm going to start going from top, all the way from very top to the bottom, and see which are my top performance and which products can be made here in USA. Who can I partner with? Then once I have my target list of 3 or 4, I'm going to do deeper research into how those products are being made, where they're being made right now, who are the main suppliers, and all those things. I'll start reaching out to those suppliers and talking about potential partnership into building this stuff here. The good news is when you are running a fishing shop, you can prototype things quite easily and get customer feedback quickly, which is not as easy for larger brands and stuff like that. So we can be nimble, we can be fast, we can be effective, and we can experiment a lot. And so that's what I'm looking to do. Look, if you still watching this video and if you're interested in banding together to at least think through how to address this, how to best position ourselves for this new wave, hopefully new prosperity and economy coming our way, or how to defend from potential disaster coming down the horizon. I hope not. I really hope not. But we need to be aware of the worst case scenario and be prepared for that. So if you want to do a group think, you want to kind of band together and put our resources together, brain resources at this point, and think through those things, reach out to me on sweeneysports.com. Just go to contact. Let me know where you're coming from as far as what is your business, what do you do, and I'll reach out to you. Let's connect and let's think through these things together. Maybe we can do something. Thanks a lot for watching. I think I'll be doing these updates on a regular now because things are shifting so fast. I need to clarify my thinking that, putting this on the video helps me do that because I really can't mumble or stumble. I need to be clear-minded, and putting myself out there really helps with that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a business owner interested in talking about this together, do throw me a line on Sweeney Sports, and then we'll go from there. Wish you a fantastic day. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.